All right, guys. So once again, unfortunately, we got to talk about a story involving what is going on in our public schools. Okay. And this story right here is just as disturbing as some of the other stories, but more proof of teachers going out of their way to push a certain agenda in schools on kids, right? And this time, this teacher doesn't seem to have any regrets about what they did, even though there was outrage over this, because this teacher apparently thought it was a great idea, right, to host a drag queen show for students and not notify parents. You would think that parents would need to know that, hey, we're having a drag queen show at school. Do you want your kids to actually be attending that type of stuff? Is that appropriate for kids to be attending even in high school? Now, this was done through the Sexualities Alliance club that, for whatever reason, is being allowed in schools. And that's a conversation that we kind of need to have about some of these clubs. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to tell you guys about what's going on. Before we get in that, I just want to let you guys know that if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can do so using the links in the description below. You can support the Patreon, you can support the PayPal, you can support the merch. There are multiple ways to support the channel if you would like to do so. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this. A teacher at a Pennsylvania high school hosted a drag show for students in the Gender Sexualities Alliance Club after school hours and didn't notify parents or ask for permission slips. The incident occurred at the Hempfield High School in Lancaster on Monday. Video from the bizarre event surfaced on the popular Lives of TikTok account on Twitter. So let's go ahead and play this video, and hopefully YouTube is okay with playing this, but we're gonna play it. Wow. This is unbelievable, man, but 100% believable in 2022. This is what they're doing, right? This is what they're showing kids, okay? This is what they're showing kids. All right, that's enough of that. I'm about to throw up in my mouth. I gotta be done with this. That's enough of that. You guys get the picture, right? You guys get what's going on here. I don't think that is age appropriate for high schoolers. I really don't. Okay, but for some reason, somebody thought that it was. This teacher thought it was, and that parents didn't need to be notified about this. So let's read more. The event was announced at the school during regular hours, but parents were not notified prior to the event. The Hempfield School District released a statement apologizing for the drag show. Quote, first and foremost, the administration team apologizes to students, parents, and the community on behalf of those involved in this event. We are appalled at what took place and in no way condone this type of activity in our schools. Neither the dress of the invited guests nor the performance was appropriate in our school setting, the statement read. The statement went on to say that the incident was under investigation and that one person involved was on administrative leave but didn't identify that person. Quote, we commit to completing a thorough investigation and holding those involved accountable up to and including disciplinary action that is consummate with any findings, the district added, aka you should be trying to fire this individual. Right, that's what you should be doing. A statement reportedly from the teacher on social media expressed her joy about the event and no regrets. Quote, I don't know how to explain the sheer joy I feel in my bones when these queens come take time out of their busy schedule to perform for us, year 3, and to be with my students, read the statement. So apparently this has been going on for years. As a GSA co-advisor and a queer teacher, it makes me emotional to think of the space we have created. I would have loved nothing more than to have a space like they have, an opportunity to attend their own drag show. Wow. So basically this teacher that's under investigation allegedly has no regrets, okay, because they pushed the agenda that they wanted to push on students in school, right? And again, guys, this is just a prime example of what we're saying. I have nothing against a teacher that is LGBTQ. I don't care about your lifestyle. But to me, just from what I'm saying here, a lot of stuff is anecdotal, but I'm seeing a whole lot of it. It seems that if a teacher likely identifies with the LGBTQ community, there's a strong chance that they're going to try to express that not only in the classroom, but they're also going to try to push it on students. Because that is what this is, right? You're pushing this on kids, right? And also on top of that, why in the world are there clubs in school that's about sexuality? Why do you have clubs in school about sexuality, right? The GSA club, okay, which I think traditionally is called the Gay Straight Alliance, right? Now they call it the Gay Sexuality something, right? Alliance, right? Gender Sexualities Alliance Club. And again, this isn't the first time, guys, that I've heard that through these clubs, these teachers are taking upon themselves to push things on students. Matter of fact, I did a story just a few months ago out of California about a teacher or a few teachers pushing this young 12-year-old girl to change her identity and her gender, right? And the way they did it was through one of these clubs, okay? So these students join these clubs, and then you have these teachers who, are part of this community that are now, trying to push these kids into their lifestyle, right? Helping them transition and do all types of other stuff. This to me is no different than that. I don't understand why these clubs are even allowed in the first place. Why are these clubs allowed? What is the point? What are students getting out of this? Because fundamentally, these clubs are about sex, right? They're about sexuality. Why in the world should kids, even in high school, be sitting around having conversations about sexuality, right? Why should they have whole clubs around this stuff? I really don't get it. I don't understand it, okay? You got a whole club around, hey, this is who I like to sleep with. I'm just saying, doesn't sound like something that kids should be focused on in school. Again, I'm not against LGBTQ teachers. If you're LGBTQ and you want to be a teacher, I have no issues with that whatsoever. But to me, I'm just saying, what I'm seeing a lot of here is some of these teachers happen to want to push their lifestyles on children. And I wish that, other LGBTQ teachers who aren't pushing their lifestyles on kids would speak up and speak out about this and say, you know what? You guys that are pushing your lifestyles on kids like this, you're ruining it for the rest of us who simply just want to come to school and teach and make sure these kids learn. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to have massive backlash. And now every single time a parent knows that their child has an LGBTQ teacher, now that parent might have some questions about that teacher because of their sexuality, when really their sexuality shouldn't even be a thought at all, right? Because it shouldn't come up in school. So again, with that being said, I think what is going to end up happening here is that a lot of people are going to start to really, push back against some of these teachers, because there's going to be the stigma that, well, if you're LGBTQ, then you're going to try to push that on kids. And that is going to hurt the teachers that are part of that community that are actually not doing that are simply going to school and doing their job and not trying to transition kids or, host drag shows, right, without telling parents. The fact that this teacher didn't even feel comfortable enough to let parents know that they were hosting a drag show tells you exactly what that teacher was thinking. That teacher knew that parents wouldn't be cool with it, right? They knew that there would be backlash over this. So with that being said, if what this teacher said is true, that they don't have any regrets about doing this, I don't understand what this school is waiting for. This teacher should be fired on the spot. Forget administrative leave. They should be fired. You didn't admit it. Guilt, right? You did it. You was proud of it. And you said you did it because you wanted to push your agenda on kids. I don't know what else is there to investigate. But who knows? Maybe this school and the administration was on board with it, because it's been going on for 3 years now, allegedly. And there's no way you can have a bunch of drag queens, men in dresses and tight pants and, lingerie or whatever. There's no way you have them come to school, host this show, and no administrators know about it. They knew about it. It's just that this time there was outrage over it, and parents found out, and now all of a sudden they're trying to save face and say, oh, well, we didn't know anything about it, and we're going to do whatever we need to do, blah, blah, blah. But again, the teacher should be fired automatically on the spot. They admitted to it. You know who did it. Fire them. But my gut feeling is that low-key the administration supports it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.